Let's move on here and talk about what they had to say about Elias Pettersson. Yes, injuries, but 45 points, not good enough. And Jim Rutherford said it wasn't prepared at the start of the season. Yep. That was one of his issues. He has to buy into being a complete player. And also a positive, as I mentioned before, he's been at Rogers Arena the past few days, the past week or so. He missed 12 games to miss the season, at the end of the season. Since March 22nd, he didn't play any games after that, even though it seemed maybe at the end he was ready to come back. But at least he's training right now at Rogers Arena, I would guess, under some sort of supervision. Yep. That's great.
It is.
But man, the time they're spending on this guy, they're paying him $11.6 million a season. And he's not he's Rick Tocchet talked about it Friday. Not practicing well. His practice habits aren't there.
Training
has
better.
To buy in to be a complete player. Wasn't prepared at the start of the season. Tendonitis or not, there's a lot there.
Donnie, he's got to practice better. He's got to train better. The preparation is not there. This guy's making $11.6 million, and they are not begging, Don. I don't think they're begging him. They are telling him you got to prepare better. You got to train. And you brought it up all season at practice. Move your feet. You should not have to tell your best player on the team or your highest paid player to move his feet. Prepare. They have spent a ton of time. I don't care what they do on July 1st, and I don't care who they trade for. If this guy does not come back, Pettersson, and be a difference maker, it doesn't matter what they do July 1st, and it doesn't matter who they acquire in a trade.
What did Jim Rutherford say in that media gathering? He said the key to next season is to improve the center ice position.
Bingo.
Well, it starts with the guy making $11.6 million a year and what he does in the offseason.
It's the biggest offseason for the Canucks for that guy, Pettersson. And if he does it, Don, if he comes back in great shape, ready to go in training camp, then guess what, Don? It's going to bode well for the Canucks. If he comes back out of shape like he did this past season at camp, and you mentioned it, he wasn't in great shape, and it started right from training camp. But, boy, if this guy has a good summer, it's going to bode well for the Canucks.
Where are we, Ryan, time-wise, by the way? How are you?
Swell.
Take a
They're
break?
still talking, by the way.
Okay.
Allvin and Rutherford.
But
right now.
It was you watching that media. We didn't have a show Friday, but watching that media gathering with the players, end of season media gathering with the players on Friday. I had to remind myself how old Elias Pettersson is. And Jay Janauer mentioned there he's going into his 8th season. He's been around for a while.
He's been. And
he's not preparing in the off season.
Well. And practice habits. Donnie, these guys came from Pittsburgh, where the superstar, by the way, is on the ice in Pittsburgh today, Sidney Crosby. There's a photo of him on the ice in Pittsburgh this morning on Twitter. They are coming from Pittsburgh, where superstars act like superstars on and off the ice. That's what the expectation is for your best player to be the hardest working guy at practice. But you shouldn't have to announce it to the world. The last 2 days is all about Pettersson. Better at practice, better off season.
It's the issue with the Vancouver Canucks.
It's the biggest
issue. They're paying somebody $11.6 million a season.
You shouldn't have to tell them to practice better, Don.
And you know what? You can't help but look at what's happened over the last season, and you wonder to yourself, and going back to when he signed the contract, it's just around the time this is all fell apart for Elias Pettersson, okay? Yep. And I hope it gets better for Canucks fans' sake. I hope it gets better because they've suffered for so long. Since 1970 for the most part.
Big time.
I hope it gets better. But for them to have to worry so much about has he checked out? Mm-hmm. I mean, I talk about it all the time jokingly. Hey, I want to buy out, or I'd love to get paid to do nothing. Is there a possibility here that he's just satisfied with himself and everything's fine? And
how can you sign an 8-year deal and check out? You sign an 8-year deal because guess what? Ownership, management, coaches think you're a good player. They paid you a ton of money. He's not checked out. He's just got to get a whole lot better. Don, you can't check out after signing 8 years.
But Rick, he didn't prepare.
He didn't prepare, and he wasn't in great shape. But now he's got this summer to fix it all. Just to fix it all.
So you don't think it's a possibility? I'm just asking the question.
No way. You can't check out after signing 8 years, after 1 year. Come on.